To be a top-ranked classic country album, you should either be a classic country singer from that golden era of country music, or a newer artist who likes to play on that traditional kind of country sound. We'll rate the albums using the following must-have criteria. Albums that sound really country, albums with a good mix of old and new Christmas kind of music, and most importantly, don't forget those warm and fuzzy Christmas vibes. The best Christmas albums know how to get us right into Christmas feels. Number 10, Pretty Paper by Willie Nelson. The longest living performer in classic country music comes in at number 10 with his album Pretty Paper. The title track actually came out in 1963 and was famously covered by Roy Orbison. But in 1979, Willie decided to make his first Christmas-themed album with producer Booker T. Jones. This album never truly feels like a Christmas album, except lyrically, but it is 100% Willie Nelson in his prime. We'd probably have to give this record a 5 out of 10 on its Christmas vibes, but it is a pretty country sounding record, so overall, that makes it number 10 on this list. Number 9, Dwight Yoakam, Come on Christmas. Surely the most forgotten album on this list, Dwight Yoakam with his 1997 release Come on Christmas. It is honestly a near perfect blend of old and new Christmas material. The album did chart on Billboard's top country albums, but where this album under-delivers is definitely in the Christmas vibes department. It just never feels like anything but a Pete Anderson-produced Dwight record, complete with accordion, Telecaster, and a rock and roll backbeat. Now, Dwight even attempts to go crooner on a few tracks here, but you'll have to decide for yourself how well he pulls it off. Check out number 9, it's Dwight Yoakam's Come on Christmas. Coming in at number 8, it's Christmas with Buck Owens and his Buckaroos. What's more honky-tonk sounding than a Buck Owens Christmas album? Well, the greatest gift Buck gives us here is definitely a large helping of those super sweet Buckaroos in their prime. Don Rich and Tom Brumley even get boozy on a couple of sweet Christmas instrumentals, but where Buck can be a bit of a Grinch is when it comes to covering some of the classics. Always the consummate businessman, Buck preferred to record songs he could collect writing royalties on, and as a result, he rarely recorded any covers in his long and illustrious career. But if you want an album that's dripping in Bakersfield tele and pedal steel guitar, this might be the album for you. Highlights include Santa Looked a Lot Like Daddy and the beer-soaked dark comedy of Blue Christmas Lights. Lynn Anderson decided to call her very first Christmas album, and she really made one of the most well-rounded holiday recordings in the classic country genre. Reaching number 13 on the Billboard's Best Bets for Christmas Album charts in 1971, the album actually starts with one of the corniest eye rollers ever written on Music Row, Ding-a-Ling the Christmas Bell. But thankfully, it's all uphill from there, including maybe the best version ever of I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. It's just a really great blend of secular Christmas standards along with some really honky-tonk country songs. This is probably the most well-balanced album on this list, so if balance is your thing, try number 7, Lynn Anderson's The Christmas Album. Number 6, Alabama Christmas. Alabama's first Christmas album was the most decorated of any Christmas offering in that very special subgenre of classic country vocal groups. Certified double platinum and selling over 2 million copies, the most amazing thing about this record is how they can really bring the super festive Christmas vibes without even throwing down one single Christmas standard. With songs like Thistlehair the Christmas Bear and Christmas in Dixie, these songs have actually kind of become classics among anyone who grew up in the 1980s or 1990s. If mustaches, mullets, and dad jeans are your kind of thing, this album is a no-brainer. And we're going to give them a bonus point here for originality. Moving into the top 5. No top 10 classic country list is going to be complete without the man in black, Johnny Cash. Surely one of the most lovable of all country performers, Family Christmas by Johnny Cash is really one of the most interesting and unique albums I've ever heard. It's a concept album that feels kind of like an audio documentary or a very early kind of pre-podcast bit of recorded storytelling. This album is definitely not for everyone, and if it's not for you, try one of Johnny Cash's other Christmas albums, but this one is definitely the most iconic. This album will also be a great companion for those who are celebrating alone. If you don't have the ability to be with family, this album might be a welcomed alternative to kind of replicate that warm feeling. It offers a lot of reflection, personal history, and that charming Southern Christmas feel, which is primarily focused on God and family. It's a truly spirited performance, a heartwarming folk country album from the most legendary country singer of all time. Highlight tracks include Christmas as I Knew It and the spiritual standard Silent Night. Number 4, Jamey Johnson, A Christmas Song. Now here's a name you probably didn't expect to see on this list. Montgomery, Alabama's Jamey Johnson, who not only looks a bit like Santa Claus, but he also has a surprising amount of Christmas cheer on this 2016 EP titled Christmas Song. There's a couple of great standards here, a really solid original. The album also includes a cover of Willie Nelson's Pretty Paper. My only complaint is really that it's too short. At a running time of just 16 minutes, if you're in a hurry to get Christmas over with, look no further than this sweet and simple classic country sounding album produced by 13-time Grammy winner Dave Cobb. He dials in a real classic country sounding hi-fi record, and it's one of the most sonically pleasing country albums you're going to hear this holiday season. Number 3, A Very Kacey Christmas by Kacey Musgraves. Kacey Musgraves managed to follow up her hugely successful pageant material with the most star-studded and glitzy old-school country album I've ever heard. I really can't deny that the cult of country music is well represented here as well. Josh Headley, Chris Scruggs, and the impossibly talented Quaby sisters from Dallas, Texas. Even Willie Nelson shows up, making his 3rd appearance in this list already. We can argue about whether Kacey Musgraves is now a pop singer or a country singer, but the fact is her albums are more country than most anything that was coming out of Nashville between 2012 and 2018. This album also makes a really smart choice to embrace the reality that Christmas can be really emotional and even depressing, while at the same time being festive and nostalgic. It's a topic that wasn't really experimented with by any of the other albums in this list. There's some great originals here, some killer standards, and this album is just a lot of fun. Number 2, resist the urge to start writing in the comments section if you have not actually listened to this record. This has got to be the greatest country Christmas record ever not released on a major label. I guarantee you this album had a fraction of the budget of any album in the top 5. I mean, it certainly looks like it from this fairly forgettable album artwork, but there's nothing low budget about the contents that await you inside this leaf. The production, the performance, and the playing are absolutely deadly on this record. And it's a reminder of how rich the talent existing in Nashville is on any given day of the week. We're treated to 2 of the greatest living session musicians in Nashville, Paul Franklin on the pedal steel guitar and Brent Mason. The album is a perfect example of how you can replicate Christmas vibes inside the country genre without having to do anything hokey in the studio. This is definitely the rootsiest album that Tracy Lawrence has ever made. It's got a really nice unplugged acoustic country swing kind of vibe to it. And the only thing really missing on this album is a really great female duet, which would have been really fitting given just how vibey of a Christmas album this is. He'll definitely be remembered as one of the great voices in country music, and he should also be remembered for this 2018 album, Frozen in Time. You can pick it up on vinyl from Amazon, or you can get it directly from tracylawrence.com. You will not be disappointed in this record. Okay, before we roll out the number 1 country Christmas album, we got to give a deserving shout out to some honorable mentions. Charlie Pride, Glenn Campbell, Loretta Lynn, and the honky-tonk legend Ernest Tubb. They all had pretty great Christmas albums in their time, but if there's one Christmas album that really deserves some much-needed attention this year, it's the steel guitar work of Carmen Acciaioli on his self-produced album, Christmas Songs. If instrumentals aren't your thing, just think of it as some sweet background music that you can listen to in the background this holiday season. It's a killer record, and it features the quintessential country western instrument, the steel guitar, including a magnificent cover of Charlie Brown's Christmas Time Is Here. All the albums featured here today have been compiled into the honky tonk holiday playlist, so go ahead and add that to your library if you want to make it a real classic country kind of Christmas. Number 1. There's really only one choice that makes sense for number 1 on this list, and it has got to be the double platinum Kenny and Dolly Once Upon a Christmas on RCA Records. There's absolutely something for everyone on this 1984 smash hit of an album, co-produced by David Foster and Kenny Rogers. It has everything a Christmas album should have. A well-written smash hit, duets, solo cuts, a Christmas medley, well-loved standards, a choir, and probably the greatest Christmas album artwork of all time. For country fans, there's going to be enough fiddle and steel guitar here to keep things from kind of wandering too far out of the genre. And it's hard to believe that this album actually turns 40 this year. There's so much to say about this record. Obviously, Kenny and Dolly have a long history singing together, and a Christmas list wouldn't be complete without either of them appearing somewhere in the top 10. I mean, say what you will about Kenny Rogers, if there's one time of year his voice sounds right on cue, it's at Christmas. He's got that earthy, intimate, kind of fuzzy, deep vocal that just sounds really at home on a Christmas record. Dolly Parton wrote 5 of the songs featured here, and she's really at her zenith vocally, and it just sounds like everyone in the studio was having a lot of fun that week. Highlight tracks include Christmas Without You and I Believe in Santa, the 5th single that was released from this record. Collectors can pick up a vinyl reissue from RCA. It was released in the US and Europe and even Canada, although I'm really not sure why the Canadian version has a parental advisory sticker on it. You can stream all the records on this list here at YouTube Music with this playlist. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time.